I said that the show was the TV show right now.
She said, and I almost threw up.
He got pale.
This is mental.
You wear a clown costume and go out and beat up people.
Which character has the most to learn, you think, heading into season 2?
That's an easy answer. It's Harcourt. You know, we see the first season and we see Harcourt and she's kind of got her together and Peacemaker is a mess. And by the time we get to the middle of this season, we start to go, you know what? I think Harcourt might be the more messed up of the two characters. I mean, she's really has a difficult time processing her emotions at all and does it in such a violent fashion that it's definitely unhealthy and toxic.
What is the first question someone should ask to really understand who your characters are heading into season 2?
Why did Harcourt hate Peacemaker so much in season 1?
Just because you're handsome doesn't mean you're not a piece of murderer.
Think I'm handsome?
What's going on with that?
Why do you think she did?
I know why she did. I think that's why you have to watch this season to find out.
I would say the question to ask is, what is the thing that makes Rick Flag Sr. wake up every morning? What's the thing that he's wanting every day when he wakes up? Because that's the thing that takes him through the whole rest of the day.
And you can answer what that is.
And that's revenge.
I need to find the Peacemaker. He killed my son.
What's her level of dedication to the crew?
That's a good one.
Yeah. I mean, vigilante. I don't think anyone knows what's going on in that Viper's nest of mine, so.
What I would also say is don't even ask a question. Just go watch it August 21st on HBO. Don't ask no questions. Just go watch it.
People that watch the first season know that, Keith is Chris's older brother, and it's his biggest loss, his biggest regret. He had this racist father that would make them fight, and he kills him in a fight, and he had no one there to protect him after that. And so, like a dream, when it feels so real that of the thing that you long for so much, and then you wake up and it's not there, it's like he gets to live it, like in this alternate universe, that thing that like makes him whole and helps him sort of heal that trauma of being there for him. That he never had that with his father. Even in the alternate universe, his father is a good guy, but like Keith is still his protector. He's a troubled guy in that world to some extent, which you'll see as the season goes on, and Keith is there trying to help him out.
How is your character?
Is this a thing? Okay, you can answer this for me. I'm 56. There are 6 other people in this room. They're saying that is a phrase now
To describe badass, cool, sexy, powerful.
Bring it. Absolutely.
Oh my God. Times. I said that the show was the TV show right now.
Describe the show in one word, and she said, and I almost threw up.
He got pale, and he's already pale.
This is mental.
In honor of Judo Master, he is all about Cheetos. What's your must-have snack on set?
I need a steamy, hot, or cold matcha.
Wow, that's it? I mean, to me, it's tea every day. Like, I think I had tea maybe every day.
That's it? I need my dried mangoes. I need grapes. Chocolate. Dark chocolate.
Ooh, on set though. We're trying to be healthy. And not have like bad breath or get bloated. So what is it?
Mine is not trying to be healthy. Mine is like whatever donuts are at craft service. A good bear claw or an apple fritter. Oh my God.
Mine's not a snack, but it's Cuban coffee.
Oh yeah, she's always drinking that.
I think a snack would be some sort of bar or any cookies they have over there, yeah.
Ooh, this is an interesting conversation for Frank.
I'm not a big snacker. I try not to eat ever. But for me,
He only eats large, copious amounts of beef.
I'm a big almond guy. I like raw almonds.
This is such an interesting question for actors because we probably all say very boring things.
We're the wrong person. Like if you were to ask Sal Rodriguez, she would name Kit Kats and Snickers and Twinkies and anything else that had sugar. Every day I would just yell at her, no.
Absolutely.
He texts James all the time and tells him all of the reasons why he shouldn't be eating the items that he's eating.
Yes.
That's what
yes. I hound James.
He's a food nut.
I don't need the carbs anyway.
I noticed.
What is a fun piece of trivia that we can add to the Peacemaker IMDb page?
We shot a bunch of stuff in the middle of Superman on the weekend, so that was pretty fun. So like that whole scene with Peacemaker being interviewed by the Justice Gang, I shot that when I was in the middle of shooting Superman. That was the first thing we shot. And the reason it was shot then was because those actors were there, and then we could get it done on like a Saturday while we were shooting Superman. That would be spoilers to give away, but there's scenes later in the season that we were also shooting in the middle of Superman on weekends.
It is not funny.
Me and Freddie had baking wars.
Yeah.
And James Gunn was
like testing them and
judge.
And yeah, we had a lot of stuff.
I came in with banana pudding and you came in.
They had pretzels and blondie.
Good. We're the champions.
It was us two. We were kind of we started a war really at the beginning of the production, and then we started just bringing stuff in and competing. She would start coming into set, and she was playing like the Rocky soundtrack with her cake, like coming in. Like, so you did.
The Rocky music on. My bacon.
We baked a lot of things. I started recruiting my wife in. She has some like these vegan cupcakes that are insane. It's coconut ones. And James said he didn't like coconut, but then he had that. He was like, and he liked that. So maybe we turned him onto coconut.
First of all, the baking wars were all in Danielle's head because she was just getting unnecessarily competitive with Freddie and Freddie's wife Johanna. They were making us some vegan stuff, and then Danielle would have to come in with her famous banana pudding the next day just to show everybody up, which we all love our banana pudding. It can't be beat.
Thank you.
There's a scene that we were filming and Robert Patrick broke one of my ribs while we were shooting.
Why?
That's not something that's readily available online.
No.
He was telling me to stop complaining, and he was like,
of course.
It turned out that he's injured a lot of his co-stars on movies, including John Cena in a movie they did many years ago together. He said he injured Schwarzenegger when they were shooting Terminator 2. So he clearly has some issues.
What are you saying?
It was like adult summer camp. And so we never went back to our trailers, and we always were like, let's get back to the room and tell our stories. And from Jen and Steve and Tim Meadows, who's hysterical, and watching Saul eat as much junk food as she possibly could eat.
When we were filming all of the stuff at that at the whatever that was, soccer field or football field or whatever, everyone was hanging out in that little convention center or whatever it was, because it was air conditioned, and they were all playing games and charades and stuff like that. It was
everybody wants to be together. That is not typical.
No one will ever break us apart.
We are obsessed with James Gunn. What's something you've learned from his approach to creating this show while being on set with him?
It's not a tight ship in the sense that you can kind of just do what's on the page, but then he's just throwing stuff out there. And once you do it and you hear him laughing, you go, oh, cool, I can kind of loosen up and just really go for it. And John's doing the same thing. John's throwing out really wild stuff. And then sometimes you go, okay, that's a little crazy, but then sometimes it makes the cut and it's perfect. It's exactly what the scene needed. So I think probably I've loosened up a little bit more with James.
It's worth it, for being a more evolved human being, so.
For me, I think it's just his work ethic, his top notch. I've always prided myself in being professional. I like to have a great time on set now. But when it's time, it's time to be professional. And I think for me, he's shown me another level of that for where I'm at in my career.
The depth of preparation. Like, he's so prepared and he so knows what he wants. He's got such a clear vision that it's just a fascinating thing to kind of be a part of. It's a real gift getting to work with him.
Well, I didn't learn a whole lot about James through the experience of filming this because
you live with him.
I live with him. He's my husband, and I see his process and everything that he does, and the dedication and all of the hard work, and the fact that he can't take a freaking vacation and chill out a little bit. But I guess the one thing that I learned from this season is that there is such thing as too much for James. He took on too much. He felt the pressure of starting this new universe weighing down on him a lot. He took on as much as he thought he was capable of, and I think maybe he took on slightly too much, and it didn't affect his work, as nothing does, but it affected him. I think emotionally he was very drained from the experience.
Well, Listen, it was my birthday the other day, and so I'm here in New York, and I'm spending the few days with my wife, and I have a couple of friends that we brought up with us. This is a break. I don't know what she's always saying I don't take breaks, but this is sort of a break.